speaking of players, I got somebody here for you. It's an all-world brother right here that just broke records. Just broke records. Sending his jersey at the NFL Combine, you know, to the Hall of Fame, the one and only Xavier Worthy. Come on up here, man. Come on up here. What's up, my man? Good to see you, man. How's everything going?
It's good.
Well, first of all, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the first time I'm meeting you in person. I expected you to be a lot bigger. I'm like, damn, I expected you to be a lot bigger. I mean, you're not that big, bro.
Not.
But you can ball. Congratulations on what you did at the NFL Combine. What was that like for you?
Man, it was crazy. You know, growing up watching NFL Combine your whole life, and getting on that stage and just doing something like that is just life changing.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at you right now, and obviously you've got aspirations to go to the next level, and you will be at the next level because you just have the talent to do it. You heard what the coach just talked about as it pertained to discipline, really instilling that to maximize whatever potential that you have. What has it been like playing for this man?
Man, it's been amazing. Just coming off just when I even doing recruiting, I just left Michigan and I put my trust in him. I didn't even see the city yet, see the school, no nothing. I just put my trust in him, and it's all worked out for me.
When you look at last season, and I'll ask you both this question, obviously it was an incredibly successful season. Some people say it's great to get there. We got there. We were in the national semifinal. Some people get so close, they're like, you have no idea how bad it hurts when you can't close the deal and win that national championship. I'll ask both of you this question. Which category do y'all fall under?
It hurts.
I was sick.
Right.
Yeah, you're just sick, you know, as competitors, which is what we tried to recruit. I think one thing that's unique about X is he was the first recruit we had when we came on board. Mm-hmm. And that signing class had already signed, and then we're trying to assemble elite competitors. And as a competitor, you want to win the last game. And when you get onto that stage and you don't win the last one, the immediacy is you're sick, you're frustrated, you're upset. Now that we're a couple months removed, now you can reflect a little and be proud of the accomplishments along the way. But in the moment, you're absolutely sick.
What about you?
He said it all, man. I was sick. I couldn't think about nothing else but that.
Playing at a university like this, and listen, let me tell y'all something about college. College can truly, truly be the best years of your life. Make no mistake about it. Damn it, I miss it every day. I miss it every day. And I got to tell you something. When you're in college, especially when you enjoy success, one would imagine that makes it that much harder to leave, even though there's incredible opportunities moving forward. Where's your mindset at? Mr. 4.21 in the 40. Where's your mindset? Wreck it.
Shoot, just leaving college, it was a hard decision. But even coming into college, I feel like I kind of had like that 3-year plan just to get in and get out and do what I need to do to take care of my family.
Fair enough. Coach, I got to ask you this because you enjoying the success that you're enjoying right now. When you think about a guy like Nick Saban who elects to walk away, you heard NIL. You heard transfer portal. You see his age, he's 72 years of age. And it's like, okay, I've done enough of this, enough's enough, okay? And that seemed to have affected him. When I looked at him, I never dreamed that he would retire this offseason. I never saw that coming. I thought it would be about 2 more years. Were you surprised at all? And what do you think about when people bring up the NIL, the transfer portal?
You know, I don't know if I was necessarily surprised. When you've accomplished what he's accomplished, and you have an opportunity, he's got an amazing wife, Miss Terry, and you got an opportunity to go work in your industry, play a bunch of golf, do those types of things.
He's going to make money.
Oh, he's going to make a ton of money.
He's going to make a bag.
He's already made a ton of money, and he's going to make probably
more. Yes.
Yeah. And I think in his own way, he feels like he can impact our game even more, not being at one institution. I do think in some way, shape, or form he's going to be involved in college football. But to me, you know, he taught me something when I was there that I've held on to as well. You know, he always says there's a reason dinosaurs aren't on the earth anymore. They couldn't adapt. And in college football, you either adapt or you die. And we've had to adapt. In the 3 years since I've been here, the transfer portal has kicked in. NIL has kicked into place. Signing days have changed. How we account for scholarship numbers have changed. Conference realignment has changed. And so we've had to continually adapt. And so my degree, I don't think so much that he just didn't want to deal with it. I just don't know if he felt like, man, do I want to continue to adapt, or can I go maybe help college football in a different way and still make a ton of money?
Gotcha. Xavier, when I talk about you playing for Coach here, what's the kind of words and advice that he gave you prior to you making your decision to move on and to go to the next level? And what's the kind of things that he said to you guys, not just you, but your teammates, about what you need to do to be successful?
I feel like the best thing he's ever taught me was your 3 phases of life, which is work, personal, and what was the third one, Coach?
Your social.
Your social. Your social. I know it was social.
There's an academic piece in there. You don't have to worry about academics.
I don't got to worry about academics no more, but it was academics. But I feel like that kind of taught me just to go about your business a certain way. I feel like if one phase of your life is messed up, he said the other one's going to mess up.
How prepared do you think you are for the professional ranks as a person? I know what you do, what you believe in yourself as a player. As a person, how prepared do you think you are, and tell us why?
I feel like I grew over time at Texas. I feel like Coach Sark kind of prepared us for this moment. Like I said, 3 phases, just taking care of your mental and just growing up, maturing in life. I feel like that's what's going to lead me to having all the success I need in the league and personally.
Coach, what do you tell them about social media? You got to have something. You got to have some advice you're giving folks about social media in this day and age.
Well, it's all the same stuff, you know. And I think the reality of it is what we're trying to get across to these guys is the moment you hit send, it's forever. It never comes back. You can hit delete all you want. Moment you hit send, it's forever. And so I think those choices and decisions that we try to get across to these guys, because they're now more than ever in college, these guys are building a brand, right? And they're either creating value for themselves on all their platforms, or they're devaluing themselves. And so I think when we can get them to understand that their brand now is a social media brand, it's a public interview brand, it's a style of play brand, it's who you are in our community brand. Those things are important. We're really fortunate here in Austin, and I think our players are really fortunate in that this is a big city now. Austin has grown into a major city. We don't have pro sports. We don't have NFL, NBA, Major
You are
League
their
Baseball.
pro sports.
We are the pro sports team. So these guys have had to grow up kind of in this spotlight that in my opinion, what I would tell him, he's prepared for it because of that. Not all of it has been pretty, and he'll tell you that the same thing as well, because the scrutiny is a lot more than maybe other schools players would get. But in the end, I think they're more prepared for what the scrutiny of the NFL would look like.
Your coach ain't lying, Xavier. He ain't lying, because as a person in the media, I can tell you right now, I can meet you, I can have a lot of love for you. But at the end of the day, what you do in a public setting, we can't avoid it. Because if we avoid it, then we're not doing our job, and then we'll be held accountable in a way that you would be held accountable for. And so you gotta call it like you see it. But the kind of advice he gave you is absolutely right. And here's why it's beneficial. Because if you listen and you follow the guidance that he gives, you'll make even more money, because it'll be beyond the playing field. Because when people invest in you, it's because there's something about you that they're saying they trust. And that is where it all comes in. Coach, I'll end by asking you this one last question before we go. Alabama was dominant for years. Georgia was a 2-time national champion before they missed the college football playoffs this year. But when we look at quote-unquote dynasties per se, we thought Clemson with Dabo years ago when they had Deshaun Watson and then Trevor Lawrence, we thought they was going to do that. We saw what Georgia did. We saw what Alabama has done. Is that still possible to have in college football today, considering how loaded some of these conferences are and these programs are?
You know, I think it is, because I think that the playoff evolving can help. You know, I think one of the challenges with being a dynasty with the setup that we have with the 4-team playoff, it's hard to get into being one of the 4 teams. Georgia just found out. I mean, they won 27, 28 in a row.
I like 12.
Yeah, and
I wish it was 16 playoff teams, man.
And maybe we'll get there. We don't know yet. Maybe we'll get there. But I think it's going to give a team, let's call it like ourselves, we're going to go play Michigan in week 2, and that's okay. You can afford a loss or 2 and get into the playoff and then may the best team standing win it all in the end. And so I think it is going to create an environment and opportunity for the best teams to be willing to play big games and still get into the playoff and have an opportunity to win come late.
Coach Steve Sarkisian, wide receiver extraordinaire Xavier Worthy, right here with Stephen A. on the Stephen A. Smith Show. You too. Thank y'all so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it.